What's the word, YouTube? It's your boy Wavy6 with another episode. I'm gonna make this episode about the forks, okay? One of my subscribers, he commented one of my shorts. He said that I got a fork on top. Okay, I want to get to that point real quick. If you got more than 5, 7, 8 forks, this video is not for you real quick. Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there, you know what I'm saying? The reason why it's not for you, you got too many forks. So what you got to do, you got to cut it to 1.5 and then start brushing again, because you brushing wrong. So check the way you brushing and change your tactics. Okay, use different technique. If you brushing on the slanted, try to brush straight. You know what I'm saying? Find a way so you could reduce those forks, because you're gonna stay there forever. Okay, me, I realized what was the mistake that I was making. Okay, for those subscribers that know my channel, they know me already, I've been waving for 1 year, and I started with a 360 with a swirl. You know what I'm saying? Because when I became a waver, I wanted to be just like 360 Yeezy with a pattern like that, because I like his pattern. But I realized that everybody got different head and different hair, and it's not the same, obviously. So what I'm trying to say is that the fork that I had on top, it went down because it's going away. So when I started shifting to the slanted, 540 slanted, because you know 540 slanted from 360, what I did, my crown had a crash here, had a fork, right? The fork went down, because that's what they do, the waves, they move. So it was coming down what I was brushing, and at the end it got stuck here. Why it got stuck there? Because at that time I was brushing slanted. So when I slanted my brush, instead of going forward as a 360, because you could do 360 540, I slanted too much my brush and I crashed my waves. So let me show you my pattern so you guys can understand exactly what I'm saying. So one of my techniques that I want to try, I started brushing yesterday, but I want to share with you guys, is, let me give you a weight check real quick. I'm still working on my crown. I'm letting my hair grow here. This is my main focus right now, right here. I want to focus right here so I could develop the crown a little bit more. But besides that, everything looks fine. So when you come here, if you go here, right here, let me see, how can I, let me make some space. How can I make it? Okay, right there. If you see right here, it's crashing. Why? Because I'm brushing with a slant. I'm brushing like this. From here, I'm brushing like this. And it's getting worse. Why it's getting worse? Because my crown was up here. It was up here, and I don't know where. Let me use my comb. It was up here, okay? And it went down, and I was pushing it out, but I decided to get a 540 slanted when I was doing a 360 with a 540, okay, which is on top is 360, and then here you slanted it as a 540, because you combine two patterns in one, and that's what I had. But now it seems that when I started slanted again, it crashed it. So what I have to do is I have to brush the opposite so I could break the fork. And what I mean the opposite, instead of me brushing the way that I was brushing like this, you see, with a slant like this, I'm gonna have to brush 360, which is the opposite, which is 360, you know, is on top, it's like this, straightforward, right? Then you come here, then you come here. See what I mean? I was brushing like this. You see the angle? I was brushing like this. Now I'm gonna have to brush like this. Why? Because how you break the fork easier, brushing the opposite side. But you gotta make sure when you brush the opposite side, it works for you. Don't go to the way that you're making it worse. Go the way that you breaking the fork and it's looking good and it's connecting with your pattern. That's how you connect the your pattern, your waves. Although I gotta scratch my scalp, the itch. So what I'm trying to say is, you gotta go with the opposite, okay? At least I figured it out what I was doing wrong, because I started brushing in 360 when I started the new pattern, right? Because I had 360 with a swirl, and then I switched it. I cut it 1.5 and I switched it to 540 with a slant. So 540 here, straight forward, 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 and then here you slant, and then you slant from your crown all the way. You see, that's how you do 540 here, all the way to your right side. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to 360. I'm going just the top. So I'm gonna have 360 with a 540. You could call it hybrid. So for me to fix this, it's gonna take time because your hair gotta get used to it and you gotta train your hair. So what I'm gonna do, as you can see, I'm brushing the opposite way. So what I'm doing right now is I'm training my hair. I'm training my hair to go the way that he's not supposed to go, but eventually you won't have a choice, because if you stay consistent brushing that way, all the baby hair, all the hair that you have, you won't have a choice but to go that way with time. So when I do like washing style, I could do the same thing with the brushes. So the main key that you need to get this process going and to get these forks out of there, you need a medium or hard, depending how long you wolfing, and you need a comb. The reason why, you want to wake up that scalp, you know what I'm saying? You want to be able to get all that hair up, and the comb's gonna help you a lot because you're training your hair to go the opposite way. Remember, your hair's already trained for so long. Like my hair's already trained to go that way, so it's gonna be hard for me to get ready this fork. By the way, I'm 2 weeks wolfing. I'm trying to push it to forward to continue my journey and fixing my angles. So if you're going to if you have this type of problem and your fork is like mine's, because that's a big fork. For me, it's a big fork, and your fork is like mine's. So far, I think that's the only fork that I have. As you can see my pattern. You should just give a couple of minutes just training. When you do washing style, make sure you do the same section. And you could do this with the comb. When your hair is wet, it's easier. So do this, just don't focus just there. Comb the whole section that the fork is located. Why? Because your waves, they move, so your hair might shift and that fork might get destroyed, but it could go somewhere else, especially when your fork is on top, like, you know what I'm saying, like by your crown, because this fork was on my crown and I pushed it all the way down. When I changed my brushing section, I switched it to 540 slanted. That's when I crashed it. If I knew better at that time, I could have kept just brushing regular and that fork would be out eventually. So what I did by mistake, I stopped the fork from coming out. Why? Because I changed my pattern. You know what I'm saying? That was, I'm not gonna say dumb, but that was lack of experience. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, real waiver, with a lot of informations and knowledge. Now that I'm, you learn in the process. So that was a mistake that I created, and now I got to deal with it and I got to take it out. But Forks, you know, forks, they come out, you could break them. So what I'm doing right now, that fork is already comfortable where it's at. So I'm wolfing 2 weeks. So what you gotta do is just gotta continue combing. You could do a section of combing. So what's gonna happen is simple. Remember, comb the whole section, the 3 angles on top, because you're training your hair to go another flow. So what's gonna happen is that my fork is gonna move down. My fork is gonna connect with this one, and then it's gonna connect with this one until he comes out. So just be patient, stay consistent, just keep combing, at least for a section, you know, 5-10 minutes. You don't have to be there all day. You know what I'm saying? As long as you want, it don't matter. So just make sure you go the opposite way. You see what I'm doing? I'm going the opposite. I'm doing like a 360 angles right now. So it's be advised, it takes time for the fork to break. The best ways for you to break the forks, especially when they down here, like they close to come out, is doing washing styles. You could do like twice a week if you're really in a rush to take the fork out. I'm not in a rush. I'm not going to weight check. You know what I'm saying? Even though I want to go. But if I go to a weight check, I'll probably get an 8 or 9. You know what I'm saying? Because my weight is not that bad. But I'm not really rushing it. So this is the best way to break a fork. You go in the opposite, and make sure when you go the opposite, make sure it match. Don't go to the way that you're going to know like, oh, it's getting uglier and uglier. No, don't do that. Just go the opposite. Use your common sense and logic. You see the way that I'm doing it? It looks good to me. Eventually, the fork is going to get broken. It's going to start coming down. And it's gonna go away. It's going to go to the end of the hair. It's going to go away. So every time you have this type of job, like with a fork, find out a solution, okay? If you're brushing the same way and it's not coming out, go the opposite. Because that's how you're gonna push them out. And on top of that, the fork won't have a choice but to get out, and your pad is gonna connect and everything's gonna flow correctly. So right now I'm doing a 540 with a 360. Why? Because 540 is right here. You know what I'm saying? 360 is right here. 360 is right here. Right here. As you can see. 360 is right here on the back. It's 540 because I got the slant. Right here is 540. And again. So I got, you could say 540 hybrid. You could call that. Because you got two different patterns together. So if you want to break a fork the way I have it, you could try this method. You could do it in the washer style before you apply your shampoo. You could do a section, just the hair wet, and just comb the way I'm doing it, so the fork will come out. Eventually it's gonna come out. You could have another solution by cutting your hair to the 1.5, so you could cut most of the progress from the fork, and then you could do a brush section, and the fork could devour and come out easier too. It's different solutions that you could do. I don't want to cut it to 1.5. I like my definition. So the best method that I'm using is this one with the comb, and then apply a brush section. And when I do washing style, what I do, I comb my hair with the wet hair, because when your hair is wet, it's easy to move it and play with it. So that's one of the best solutions you could apply too with a fork. But if you got more than 6-7 forks, me personally, if it was me, I cut it to 1.5, and I change the way I'm brushing. Because if you got eight forks, that means that you're not brushing the right way. you probably blind brushing, or you don't know what kind of pattern you want, or you don't know that you brushing the wrong way. So you got to pay attention to your hair. You got to pay attention to what angles you want and what's the easiest way for you to break the fork. For me, this way is the best way. The reason why, because I know how I created it, because I was brushing I was doing the right way when I had a 360 with a swirl, but by the time that I changed my angles, it was too late. I should have waited for it to come out, but you know what I'm saying? I got thirsty and that's what happened. I knew I had the fork, but you know, I stood brushing thinking it was gonna go away, and I was making it worse because it was not moving at all. Until one of my subscribers reminded me, like, yo, G, you know, you got the fork there. That's when I am like, you know what? Just let me take this fork out of here, because if I want to go to a weight check, at least I want to be in third. Feel me? So I'm just gonna focus this week. I'm gonna pay attention to this fork this week, and I'm gonna get it. Hopefully it's gonna break. So this whole week I'm brushing 360 straightforward. You guys gonna see me brushing 360 this whole week. The reason why, because I gotta get this guy out of here. You know, he's being annoying. I'm trying to get flawless connections, and it's making me look bad. So if I look bad, I make my subscribers look bad. If I look bad, you guys look bad. Why? Because you guys is my family. You guys are supporting me in my channel and supporting my videos. So I gotta make sure that I gotta look good for you guys. Because see, if I'm teaching you something, it's for you to learn, not to go backwards. So hopefully this guy's gonna be out of here. So now I'm gonna do this is a softie, okay? So what I'm doing is this. I'm doing regular 360 right here. This is a 360 brushing section right here. As you can see, everything is forward. I'm not doing a slant. I'm going just straight forward, 360 style. So that's one of the ways that you guys could work on your fork. This is for my waivers that got just 1 or 2 forks, okay? If you got 5, 6, 7, 8 forks, you brushing wrong. Stop brushing, look at your pattern again, change your brush, go a different path, and start again. But if you got 1 fork like me, and you want to get rid of this guide, try this method. Change it, comb it. If you're going to slant it, go straight. Don't go the way from the fork is, because of course that's how you made it. Go the opposite way from the fork, and make sure when you go the opposite way, make sure it works. Make sure it breaks the forks, and at the same time it line up with the other waves. Feel me? Because that's the point. You got to line it up. You know what I'm saying? You want to have those ropes like that, connections, boom, connecting with each other. You see like how I got the crash right here? I want this is the fork right here. So I want this fork to come out. So this one will connect with this one, and this one with this one, then he's gonna come out. Because eventually the fork gotta come out, because it has no way, no waves to connect. So that's why they call it a fork, because you're crashing it. So now this whole week, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brush like this. I'm gonna brush 360. Why? Because I gotta take that boy out. That's the best way to do it. There's other solutions, like once again, You can wash in style and use the comb section. You could color your hair with 1.5, but I choose not to do that. I don't want to do that. And it's gonna come out. He's real thick, you know what I'm saying? He's been there for weeks. So 540 right here. From 540 I changed 360. 360. 360. This whole top right here, 360. 360 on the side. And that's what you have to do, okay? I gotta dye my hair again. If you see that I'm looking here, I'm looking at the mirror, so don't judge me. I gotta see what I'm doing, because how am I gonna teach you guys? This is 540 right here. 360 right here. Just the top, that's 360. Straightforward. You see I'm changing my angles. Why? Because I want to force that fork to come out. Don't focus just on the space where the fork is. Brush the whole section where he's located at. Remember, waves, they do move, okay? Just like the beach and the sea. So brush the whole thing. Don't stay just there. Don't stay there. Brush the whole section where he located at. Brush it, because that's gonna help you out to move it faster. Because you're brushing the whole thing. You see right here, I used to go like this. You see, remember? Used to go like this, boom, boom. Now I gotta change it, because I wanna get this guy out of here. So I'm brushing 360 right now. So he won't have a choice, he's gonna have to break. You're gonna be like, yo, I'm out of here. These guys, you know, they're not agreeing with me, so. So pay attention on your angles. Make sure you're trying to find a better method for you. You know what I'm saying? If this one don't work with the comb and the brush, cut it to 1.5 so you could cut the hair, which is the fork. Reduce the fork, and it's more easier to move your hair when you got a low cut. If not, do washing style before you put shampoo on it. Comb it for a couple of minutes, play with it. Then put the lather, do the same thing with the brush. And after wash, you know what I'm saying, you do the same thing. But you gotta stay consistent. The same way you brush, the same way you gotta focus in that fork. So don't just brush the fork or comb the fork. Comb the whole section. If the fork is here like mine, comb these two sections. Everything disconnect around him. That way your whole thing's gonna shift. It's gonna look better. All right. I hope this information works for you. As you hope with your Wavy 6, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next episode. All right. I'm gonna close the screen for you guys so you guys can be out of here. I'm gonna continue brushing.